committee account.
If Carol doesn't want to do that, there's ads in the paper that they come and pick up the vehicles.
Yeah, you know, I would have no way of doing this. I don't know why the clerk has to do it, but, yeah.
All right, so we'll change it to,
Should we touch base with that first? No, I think he donated that for us. There was some talk at some point of the town doing like a parade for it or something like that, just as a courtesy. I don't know, should we potentially just reach out to him so we don't offend him in any way? I think he was provided that to us in good faith. You know, for
all right,
us.
so we'll table this. So you're going to reach out then to Doug Clark?
You want me to do it?
You said you should?
Yeah.
All right, table. Comprehensive Plan Committee, update. Comprehensive Plan Update Committee. Whereas the town of Princetown is in need of a current comprehensive plan to manage future growth and preserve its rural community character. And whereas a draft plan was developed by a diverse committee of Princetown residents assisted by a reputable planning professional through an accepted standard process including information gathering via public input meetings, interviews with town and other government officials, a town-wide survey, and mining of public data, followed by a public hearing and approval by the Schenectady County Department of Planning and Economic Development. Whereas this draft plan was completed in July 2009 and data contained within are now in need of updating and other modifications may be needed. Now therefore it is hereby resolved the town board of the town of Princetown appoint a committee to update the data in this draft comprehensive plan and work together to finalize recommendations and actions that will assist the town in achieving its vision and goals for future growth and community character. This committee shall consist of the following residents: Pat Bishop as chair, Joan Kazaza, Lisa Carandi, Doug Thorpe, Amy Sullivan, Dave Geisinger, Robert Morin, Mary Sheehan, Paul Golding, and myself. This committee shall meet on a bi-weekly basis starting in September 2012 and have the goal of submitting the completed plan to the town board by the end of December 2012. So my couple comments on it. So as I noted earlier, I went down with Norm Miller to meet with Ray Gilman at Metroplex, and as we were sitting in the meeting, it was me, Norm, and Steve Feeney, and when Ray Gilman walked in, he turned to Steve Feeney and said, "What's the current status of the comprehensive plan?" So that's how he opened the meeting up, saying, no comprehensive plan, there's not much to talk about. So, you know, from my position is trying to, or my thought here is to try and, you know, improve the revenues in the town, some economic or business growth in town. I think from an economic perspective, you know, I can't go back to Metroplex without a comprehensive plan, an updated one. We've been asking and talking about this since February. We've asked a lot of people to, you know, to volunteer. We went around and asked a lot of business people. They said they'll come back in and provide their input, but they didn't want to serve. Some people may, well, I think it's a good experience. So this is the committee we've, you know, we're going to go with. Any thoughts?
I think this is a great move. Long overdue.
Bob?
I think we ought to move forward with it.
Been talking about it for a long time. It's time to get going.
Mr. Edwards?
Definitely in favor. I was in favor of acting on this thing a long time ago. And I'd be happy to sit on the board if you're looking for another town board member if we can. There are too many. Or no, there wouldn't be too many.
So, what do we got?
Nine plus yourself.
Yeah.
That's big enough. The more people we have, it's tough on something like this.
Yeah, again, we've been asking for volunteers for forever, so I, again, my position on it is gonna be really to not, I don't wanna say not contribute, but really to manage the meetings. You know, what I've asked each one of the proposed committee members is that, A, you're open to compromise. You're not gonna get everything you want. You know, it's about compromise and, you know, again, for the community. If we can get a plan that's 80% accurate, we can, you know, at least submit it and then come back in next year as an update committee or update 2 committee. So, I mean, that was my primary request as a committee members is, A, you have to be open, you have to be professional, you have to be courteous, and you have to be open for compromise. So.
Have all of these people come over or something?
Yep. Yep. So, do I have a motion?
I'll do it.
Mike, before you vote on it, can you add Darla Gavada as the secretary for the committee?
Are you ever gonna be home?
That's the plan.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Is that you, Joe? I can't hear down here.
Yes.
Joe?
Yes, I made the motion.
Oops. Second, sorry.
I'll second.
Kyle, second.
Edwards?
Aye.
Esposito?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes. I lost my spot. Who opened it up? Who, it was Joe?
Joe.
And then Todd. All right, excellent. Execution.
I do have a question, just while I'm thinking about it. I've asked Bob a couple times for the meeting minutes from your meeting, but your committee, but I haven't gotten anything yet. Can you look
Okay,
into
I
that?
haven't had a meeting here for a bit.
But I haven't gotten anything. I
Okay.
mean,
We
even
don't do minutes.
whenever,
We haven't done minutes.
you don't do minutes? Oh,
Committee.
All right.
committee, I do minutes.
It's only the
There's no
field committee
record of
to
it?
do
Okay,
it.
that's fine.
So
Execution of solar power purchase agreement for town of Princetown. Probably actually an inaccurate opening, but whereas the town board seeks to increase the efficiency of Princetown government wherever possible, and whereas a capital region regional substantiality plan is being developed as part of Governor Cuomo's Cleaner, Greener Communities Program, which encourages reduction of carbon emissions and adoption of renewable energy in local communities. Whereas the citizens of Princetown support implementation of green and sustainable practices in town government in a survey in 2008, it's hereby resolved that the town board conduct a public hearing and secret review on instituting a 20-year solar power purchase agreement on Tuesday, August 28th, 2012 at 7 p.m. and direct the Princetown Town Clerk to issue a legal notice advertising that hearing and date. I think we talked about it a little bit earlier. We just want to make sure that, you know, from a process perspective, and everybody has their chance to step in and say hello, or provide their input. I think, I can't think of anybody why we wouldn't go forward, but the original plan was actually to go with the, you know, to move forward with tonight, but I think, you know, just to make sure all our i's are dotted and t's crossed, we want to do the public hearing and the secret review, and then move into, you know, to resolution. And again, we're trying to break ground this year, so. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Edwards?
Aye.
Esposito?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes. Dog ordinance law public hearing. It's hereby resolved the town board of the town of Princetown conduct a public hearing to review proposed updated dog ordinance law at the next town board meeting Tuesday, September 11th, 2012 at 7 p.m. and direct Princetown Town Clerk to issue a legal notice advertising that hearing and date. Do I have a motion?
I'd like the motion.
Lou seconds. Bob and Lou.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes. Change of zone application procedure, and I think I have this attached, if not, did I hand it out? Sorry. Lacking. 1, 2, 3. It says draft on here, but I'll change it when we're done. So we've talked about this for a couple meetings. Whereas the town of Princetown currently lacks a formal application process requesting a zoning change, and the town, there's probably a comma, the town planner and the town planning board have reviewed and finalized the recommendations for instituting this procedure. It's hereby resolved the town board of the town of Princetown adopts the change of zone application procedure as contained in the attached COZ document. So I know Gino is prime on this. Gino, again, thank you very much for spearheading this. I know Pat and her, Pat Bishop and the planning board had some great feedback in there. I think the zoning board gave you feedback too, so thank you, Vic Benson and his team. We're hoping, because I know Mr. Paul's just been absolutely patient, so we are moving forward, but a different subject here. So, and then Gino presented to us last month, maybe, I think, on this, or one of the agenda meetings, I think, I don't remember. Mike, do we need to read the whole thing through, or? All right. Bob, you want to start with you?
As far as,
Thoughts, comments? Do you want to go with it? Do you?
I'm fine with it.
All right.
I mean, it's clear, basic. I think it's good that we've got something substantial and concrete now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a step in the right direction, having a policy and procedure. You know, it's like having an operating manual, what do we do now? Well, let's just change the zone, boom, we go to this document. I like it.
Yep.
I'm agreeing with that.
Mr. Edwards?
I guess not having been through this whole thing yet, Billy, I guess I just want to make sure that this application process, basically, if I understand it correctly, is really designed to be a guide and to help organize, process for a zoning change. It doesn't, by any extension, obligate the town board to take any action whatsoever by pure definition of somebody submitting this application.
Correct.
So for example, someone who turns in their 22 cents of everything, they fill all this out to give us all the data here. If we decide that there's another vehicle that they should be using to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish, whether it's going to the zoning review board and getting a variance, we still have that latitude. That correct?
Right?
Well, this is the actual procedure that we're putting forward. If someone wants to request a zone change, this would be it. This is what we came up with. There's different ways to approach certain situations. Like there might be a use variance that could be applicable, and that's up to the applicant to decide which avenue he wants to take. But, so yeah, those avenues will always be available to any person that wants to do a specific use or change. If they want to go for a zone change, this would be the particular avenue that they would take. So if an applicant specifically wants to do a zone change, there's a procedures that they're going to go through.
Wait, I think in answer to Todd's question, in number 5, it says, at the meeting that the town board receives the packet, they will determine whether or not they will consider the application. If the town board elects not to consider it, it will be returned to the applicant. Any applicable fees will be refunded. So I think you have a decision at that point whether you even want to consider it. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, by definition of having a process, we don't, obligate the town board to take action where potentially it doesn't seem fit to take action on, just because of the form. So,
And maybe you want to have Mike Cuevas take a look at it
I did look at it, I
Okay.
actually was pointing out that same section
Okay.
just before you.
You know, if there's something, since you're new, you might want to take some time with it, or you may, that's fine. It was based we used kind of Rotterdam's as a basis, in this one.
He's gonna throw it up by himself.
No, you didn't.
But yeah, to answer your question, the board is not, if they feel that the application is not sufficient or doesn't apply, or for some reason you shouldn't act on it, you don't have to accept the application. And they will then return funds back to you.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Second?
So moved.
Edwards. Esposito.
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes. You think I forgot this handout? I think we need to table this one because I did forget to print this one up.
Do you want me to try to print it? Just go to another one?
Yeah, if you could.
Do you know which one it is? Okay.
FOIL appeal officer. Whereas the position of FOIL appeal officer should be filled by an individual with legal knowledge and training necessary to carry out the responsibilities in a competent manner. Whereas the town board will amend resolution 12-185. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Princetown hereby designate the attorney for the town as the town's FOIL appeal officer. I'm hoping I wrote that right. That was the resolution 12-185, which was from the last meeting.
Right,
Okay.
sounds right, yeah.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Edwards.
Aye.
Esposito.
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes. Who first?
I-
Bob, and second?
Me.
Good.
Alrighty. All requests for zoning change. Whereas at the April 10th, 2012 town board meeting, the town board heard the request of Robert Paul to change the zoning of his property located at 1282-1288 Pangburn Road, tax parcel 57.00-1-5.12, from C1 to C2. At the meeting, Mr. Pauls claimed that other property owners in the vicinity, including Mohawk Heating, Zerillo's, Empire Paving, desired the same zone change and had signed this petition stating as such. Whereas zoning must be in accordance with the town's comprehensive plan, however, this requirement does not preclude future zoning amendments that respond to changed conditions in the community. Any change must be shown to serve the general welfare of the community, not simply benefiting the individual landowners. The fact that a rezoning would benefit a landowner does not, on its own, invalidate the action so long as the action conforms to the comprehensive plan, which requires that actions further some clearly identified public purpose. Whereas the record must show that the zoning amendment seeks to accomplish valid public purposes and that sufficient thought and analysis have accompanied it. Should the record show that the zoning amendment was not enacted to benefit the community as a whole, or was enacted without regard to the community, the rezone fails to meet the comprehensive plan requirement. Whereas the town board's rezoning decision must reflect thoughtful consideration of planning factors and relationship to the community's land use policies and objectives. To assist in the decision, a separate planning study that examines the merits of the proposed rezoning may be required, which would further ensure that any rezoning is consistent with the community's land use objectives and not a case of spot zoning. Whereas Princetown's current comprehensive plan dates from 1988, both the 2006 Princetown Route 7 Corridor Economic Development Committee recommendations and the survey done in 2008 in support of the comprehensive plan review indicate a need for some changes to Princetown's commercial zones and the uses allowed in them. These changes must be made in the context of an overall planning effort, as will occur on the aegis of a comprehensive plan revision process. Now therefore be it resolved that until such time as a careful planning and analysis of the Princetown's commercial zones can be undertaken as part of the upcoming comprehensive plan revision process, the town board denies Robert Paul's zoning request in the C1 commercial district. Yes, ma'am.
If I may speak to that, Mary Beth Slevin, I'm here on behalf of Bob Paul, and Bob Paul is with me this evening. We